And welcome back to Terrific Terry Tuesday at Parx today. As always at Parx, it's going to be fast track there today. Hopefully, you can have some bigger prices win than one yesterday. It was kind of a chalky day in Van Salem, Pennsylvania yesterday. Hopefully, we can find a little bit more value on this Terrific Terry Tuesday. There's always value in free, especially when you have big days. Good day yesterday over a guaranteed tip sheet. Today's free track is Will Rogers. Felt like there was a lot of good horses there at decent prices that are worthy of attention for the horse players. There is a link in the description on YouTube to get those free picks. Kindly use that so they know where you're coming from. Of course, today I'll get cracking on the Preakness wagering guide for Friday and Saturday. You can pre-order that while you're at Guaranteed Tip Sheet as well. When the show is over at horseracingtoday.net, we'll post all of our thoughts, comments, and a race show replay. You just click on that link right there. We got a good article over there from Ronaldo regarding the decline of the Preakness and its importance in the Triple Crown series of races. And then, of course, while you're over at horseracingtoday.net, kindly hit that HRT gear button. Get yourself a Horse Racing Today t-shirt. Every time I wear mine that looks like this, I always get compliments. So perhaps you get some as well, probably a lot more than I would get. Or you can get yourself a Horse Racing Today sweatshirt, or like Terry, sport a hat, the number 11, the number 1, whatever number you choose. They're all, of course, you can personalize them to your choice. Well, Terry, let's personalize what's happening today at Parx with our thoughts, as well as our picks, our comments, and everything else that we do. Let's start it off with the conditions to get into race number 1.
It's 7 furlongs, optional claiming race, $16,000 claiming price, first $26,000 for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward, which have started for $16,000 or less and which have never won 3 races, or a claiming price of $16,000 and which have never won 3 races.
Yes, to get that triple check mark in the win column, early speed, 32% of the time, you win the race to the quarter-mile marker. At 7 furlongs, you'll also win the race to the 7 furlong marker. Strong rail for zoning order. 2 and 3 get a little bit of a bonus. 4 through 7 a discount. 8 and out is discounted as well, but they're a little bit better than post 4 through 7. We kind of go through this routine every day at Parx, Terry. We want to know which horses, based upon our 1,000 simulations in our smart sheets. There is a link in the description on YouTube, as well as an explanation of all the data points in the YouTube description. And you'll find that it'll tell you which horse is likely to be the leader, Terry, as will you.
Yeah, that's right. That 3 should have the lead coming out of the gate there. It has almost double the percentage average as anybody else. So
it's also the only horse to hit par and the one that's most likely to do it today.
Yeah, it actually is. The 3 is the only one that does, and it has the best percentage of possibility of doing the same thing today as equaling or exceeding the speed par number for today's race.
Now, this shows any in-race improvement last out, either the early pace or the opening quarter, the second quarter, and then so between a quarter and a half mile, and then the late pace down the stretch. This shows fractional improvement either in the opening quarter or the second quarter. Here you see horses that are either moving up in class or down in class. And I just point out, if I go back and look through at the end of the day, almost every winner has shown some improvement somewhere. Terry, yesterday, a lot of good jockeys got home first. It looks like there is a pretty strong trainer-jockey combination here, too.
Yeah, that 2 shows the best jockey. The 3 actually shows the best trainer, but I think the 3 is also the best jockey-trainer combination.
Also looks like the top overlay for the only yes horse.
That's right. It's the 2. Well, the 2 has a 3-1 to 5-1 overlay. 3 has a 3-2 to 5-2 overlay, and the 5 has an overlay from 7-1 to 10-1.
Yeah, right now, Rock Me Gently, the 3 horse, is a 3-5 favorite. Here you see the 3 and the 5 want to be on the lead, so those are pilots. EPs can pilot or co-pilot. Ps are co-pilots. PCs, they're flight attendants. They can be anywhere on the plane, usually middle back. Closers get the C. The 4 horse is an NC. It means not been within 5 lengths of the winner at the finish line, at least not as of yet. No first-time starters here, Terry. Comfort zone. This is a very important number. Had a couple of high comfort zone winners hit the board yesterday on top. Which horses have the best chance to get a race today that looks a whole lot like their top performances?
Well, the 2 has the best comfort zone of 54%. And that means that anything above 50% we think is good numbers. And so it's going to be very comfortable in this race. And then followed up with the 3 has almost, 43%.
Mm-hmm. Here we also see the 3 in our speed chart has the most upside, but if you look at it, it's also got the most downside and the lowest average performance for any horse in the field. So taking some risks at 3 to 5 with Rock Me Gently. Terry, all right. Did you take that risk?
I did. I like Rock Me Gently. She finished in the money in her last 9 races, winning 2 of those races. Best start speed is fastest among today's starters, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. The 6 She Takes Cash is my second choice, won her last race at Gulfstream Park, and has a high percentage winning trainer. Telephone Line, the 2 is my third choice, finished in the money in 4 of her 6 races at Parx Racing, winning 2 of the races. She has a high percentage winning trainer and switches to high percentage winning jockey. And then my long shot is number 1, Zoning Order. Likes Parx Racing. She's been in the money here 67% of the time, winning 33% of the starts. And at today's distance, she's been in the money 50% of the time, winning 25% of the starts. No additional bets for me here.
All right. Terry's best bet will be coming up in race number 7. So please, if that's what you're looking for, stay tuned. We'll let you know all about it. Extra in just a little bit. For me in the opener, Terry, I'm looking at the 3-horse Rock Me Gently as well. Only yes horse in the field. That's important. Pace setter with a +6 total pace edge. So over here, you see the total pace. That's the early speed and late speed. Anything that gets a 5 points or better, every 5 points equals about 1 length. So if you add the 2 together, the 3 horses 1 length better than everybody else. Telephone Line, very consistent, top C-zone horse with Mikel Sanchez riding. He wins a lot of races. She Takes Cash. Yes, you can take that a lot of different ways. But anyway, did show some better early pace and a little quicker second quarter fraction last time out. And then the 1 horse gets the final call from me, gets that strong rail, and we'll be closing. No additional bets for me. We have $100 that we can use however we like. We got race number 1 coming up in just a couple of minutes, Terry. Our good friend Don Johnson likes when we get race 2 in. So let's do Don Johnson a good and get race number 2 in the books.
All right. We're at 6 furlongs, a maiden race, $40,000 purse for registered Pennsylvania maidens 3-year-olds.
Yes, for 6 furlongs, you're looking for speed, Terry, as you can imagine. Most maiden winners are close to the front. 30% of the time at 6 furlongs at Parx, they win on the lead. The rail is the best place to be for chilling sensation. 2 and 3 a bonus, 4 through 7 a discount, 8 and out almost fair. So plays a lot like 6.5 furlongs. So speed is a big factor in race number 2, Terry. Let's just talk about a little bit of speed, a couple of other things, and then make our picks.
Okay, well, the 1 shows the most speed, and it's on the rail, so that's a good advantage for that one.
Mm-hmm. The 3-horse has a 9-point last race speed figure. Andrew Byers says 3 points or better is a key. So it's of your experienced horses. It's also the horse that's well, it's a closer. Everybody else either not within 5 lengths of the winner or first-time starters. Speaking of first-time starters, Terry, we have 3 of them in this race. We have a ranking system of up to 3. You see here at the 5-horse, 2.97 out of 3 with a back bullet workout. That's pretty strong. And you're usually looking for first-time starters when the par races. In other words, none of those horses except the 3 have come close to hitting 81 speed figure. When you see all red and then a high score of 2.50, you want to look at those first-time starters, Terry. And did you?
Yeah, I like in this race, I like the 3 never until now, finished in the money in 5 career races, ran second versus Simner in his last race, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Then I like the 5 first-time starter has a high percentage winning trainer. This trainer wins 27% of the races with first-time starters, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. And then I like Sapphire Prince, the 6, finishing in money 2 out of the 3 career races, has a high percentage winning trainer. The 2 Z's Storms is coming as a first-time starter, whose dam has 1 winner from 1 starter, and his breeding suits today's distance. I'm going to play the very first Miami voice, Don Johnson pick 4. I'm going to use all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with 2, 5 with 5, 6, and finish up with 1, 2, 5, 7. That's a $48 ticket.
I'm going to start with the 5 Wyatt Hunter. There are no yes horses in the race. 2.97, almost a perfect score out of 3. Strong workout at Parx on April the 26th. 4 furlongs, 47 and 4. That's a pretty good workout. And then I'm going to go with the most experienced or the best or the top experienced horse. Top last race speed figure, 9 points better than any other horse. That's raced already. Top total pace of 5. Going to be tough for the other experienced horses to top that one. The one horse, Chilling Sensation, definitely good shot to be the pace setter. Was well bet in its debut. It checked early on and then stopped. So second race improvement, very likely. And with the rail, nobody should get in its way today. Z-Storm is coming. It's another first-time starter in here, Terry, with a little better workouts than the other first-time starter. And that's my opinion. 135 with the 1245 with the 1456 and the 27 to do my $48 pick for. We have a $50 budget, so that's what we got to work with. Good morning, Don Johnson. Thank you for joining us as always. Race number, is it just bad camera work over there or what? So if you're looking at race number 1, is it looks like it's, I mean, really, is it raining there or what? I just always an unclear shot.
Might be a fog, little fog maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. It just always looks like an unclear shot to me at Parx when those gates back there. So right now, if you're looking for a little bit of value, according to our simulation, so we do 1,000 races. That's how we do that. We project out the winner, and then we convert those into odds. That's how we come up with our simulated odds. Looks like the 4, you get a little bit of value. The 5, you get a little bit of value. The 6 horse, you get no value. So the 4 and the 5 is where the value can be found. And on the screen is where the racing can be found, just not for you because we can't share it. The track does not look fast to me. It looks wet. But anyway, maybe they had a little brief rainstorm. As they come out of the boxes, you got a whole bunch of horses. Yeah, there's a lot of water on the track. I don't know how the hell that's considered fast, Harry. I mean, you see water everywhere. Anyway, the 2 horses down on the rail, telephone line. It's got the 3 horse is in third right now. It's in second, tracking at 1-5. That's a pretty low odds there. So if you're betting that race, you kind of hope that the 2 horse beats the 3 horse. And on the outside, you got the 6 horse going to go 3 wide around the turn. That's never really a comfortable place to be. Makes the race a lot longer. Then the 1 down on the rail. It looks like the 4 might get himself involved. They ran pretty reasonable, 47 and about a half seconds in there. The 2 continues to lead the 3. The 1 is going to come back on that 6. I mean, being wide like that's never helpful in a race like this. Down the stretch they come. You got the 2, you got the 3. They're battling out. Paco on the 2. You know, he's probably going to knock that guy out of his way. I mean, that's probably what's going to happen. Although Michael Sanchez is a good jockey too. So they continue to nose it out. Looks like the 2 continues to hold the lead. Michael Sanchez is going to get the W. 2, then 3, then 1, and then it looks like the 4 as the 6 decided to take the rest of the day off. She didn't take cash. She decided to take the day off. All right, so off to the races we go in race number 1. That's done. Terry, we'll get started on race number 3 right about now.
All right. Well, but race 3 is 1 mile and 70 yards. It's a maiden claiming race, $15,000 claiming price, and it's for purse of $19,000 for maidens 3-year-olds.
Yeah, said a mile and there's a whole bunch of these 1 mile and 70 yard races today, folks. So keep an eye on that. Also important to note in that first rate, speed did stay out on the front all the way around the track. So 1 mile and 70 yards, early speed, 34% of the time they go wire to wire. Inside horses fare better than outside horses in the third race, Terry. So in race number 3, do we have any inside speed?
Well, yeah, the 1 shows some speed, but the 4 shows more speed. So I would say that the 4 is probably going to get the quarter pole first.
Yeah, we see over here 1, 2, and 4, some order because the pace is a little bit different than our projections in here. Also see all of them, Terry, with some chance to get to par or at least come close to it in the past.
Yeah, that's right. If you take a look there, the 2, 4, 5, and 6 all equaled or exceeded the par speed number of 70 in the past. And today, and also the 1 and 3 are maybes, so they were pretty close. And then today, all of them except for that 1 shows that they have a really good chance to either equal or exceed today's par race.
Yeah, that's our Par Plus. We do 1,000 simulations where we calculate out a projected speed figure and we compare it to how many times it would hit that 70 or better. And then you see here that 548 out of 1,000 times, Skull Honor did indeed hit that milestone. You see, everybody's showing some improvement. The only horse that showed improvement in fractions last time out was the 4, Sunny Magic. Terry, it looks like we have at least one pretty good overlay here.
Yeah, that's right. If you take a look there, that well, it's okay. Okay, I guess it's
Small one.
3-2 to 1.6, so it's not really big overlay.
Yeah, 1.5 to 1.6. Tiny. It looks like they may have gotten the numbers right here. You see 3 that want to be on the lead, 1 co-pilot, those Sesame Street horses, as we call them. Maybe we should call them big bird horses or something. I don't know. But give them some kind of pet name. You see over here, Terry, 1 horse really a standout on the C-zone relative to everybody else.
Yeah, it does. It has the really good C-zone figures, which means it's probably going to be very comfortable in this race. So
yeah, fastidious means when we did our race, we look at the early pace, we check to see how close the horse is to the front runners, compare that to its best performances, and there's an 80.26% chance, so 802 times out of 1,000. Fastidious got a race that looked a whole lot like its best performances. Interesting here, Terry, you got a dropper, a riser, a dropper, a riser, a dropper, a riser. It looks like a Christmas candy cane. We just need some white in the middle there. It worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
And just cheesy, there's nothing cheesy about its jockey trainer combination.
No, the 2 has the best jockey and the best trainer is the 5, but the best combination of jockey and trainer is the 2.
Yes, the 5 horse, though, does have a 4-point last race speed figure. It is our simulation favorite. It is the top total late pace horse in there as well. 4, 5, 2, and 6. Well, the 3 is tied in there too, but the top 4 generally 72 out of 100 winners come out of that top 4. Terry, who are your top 4 in race number 3?
I like the 5, Skull Honor. He ran second versus similar in his last race at Gulfstream Park. Has a high percentage winning trainer jockey and a nice bullet workout on May 2nd. Then Just Cheesy, the 2, finished third versus similar in his last race. His best dirt speed is fast among today's starters. Got a high percentage winning trainer. Switches to high percentage winning jockey Paco Lopez. And then the 4, Sunny Magic, ran second versus similar in his last race as a favorite. But his trainer wins 31% of the time when bringing a beaten favorite back to race again. And he has a high percentage winning jockey. And then I like Gunman Javo. The 3 is my long shot. He finished third versus similar in his last race. Has a high percentage winning trainer and who wins 20% of the races in the second start with the trainer. No additional bets for me here.
Yeah, I am going to start off with the 5 horse, just like you, Mr. Terry. Top choice in the 3rd race, and that's Skull Honor. I like it. He's a track dropper, Terry. You mentioned Gulfstream Park. Top last race speed figure at Gulfstream Park. Down 995, about 18 hours down 995. 4 points better than everybody else. And since he's come to Parx, he's got a bullet workout. So maybe he likes the Philadelphia one. Sunny Magic was the only horse in the field, the 4 horse, that posted better early pace and better fractions last time out. And every time I go back at the end of the day and look at the SmartSheets to really kind of hone my skills for that, I find that I think almost 90% of all winners showed some improvement last time out. Just cheesy. Yes, indeed. Nothing cheesy about Paco Lopez on that horse today. And if he can just rerun his April Fool's race, that'd be enough to get the win here. And then finally, Fastidious. Really good shot, as we mentioned in here, to be a part of the early pace. Right there, right behind the 4. And does have by far the best C-zone. And that is a combination I'm looking at. I see over and over again. So when you're looking at these sheets, there's a link in the description on YouTube to today's Parx sheets. And you see a horse with a high C-zone relative to everybody else and a good chance to get to the front. We've seen way too many of those horses, Terry, get to the front and stay there. We've actually seen them not get to the front, get like second or third, like shockingly not get to the lead and still come home a winner. That's how likely they are to get a good pace. Race 4 out of 10 today, Terry. What's happening in this one?
Well, we're going to a mile. It's a claiming race, $5,000 claiming price, purse $18,000 for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward, which have not won a race since November 13th.
Race 5, the 1, 2, and 7, as our good friend Private Ross. He's leading us into the next race. But before we get there, let's talk about how you win at 1 mile. So 1 complete revolution around the Parx track. That's the way the race will be run. At 1 mile, you do find that the early speed, 36% of the time, if you win the race to the quarter-mile marker, you win the race to the mile marker, there is a real discount for Happy Union for Ona Anita Velasquez. I wonder if Alfredo is her husband. The rest of the post positions, they play pretty fair, Terry. So speed will have a pretty big impact. I got a stat for this upcoming race that I find almost amazing. But in any case, who's going to have the lead here?
Well, the 4 and 7 have very similar speed numbers, and so they could go head-to-head to that quarter pole if they both get a clean break.
They can indeed. All of them, Terry, looking like they got a shot to hit par today.
Yeah, they sure do. All but the 7 came within 1 point, so it was really close. And then if you take a look at what they can do today, they all have some kind of a chance that they're going to either equal or exceed the par speed number for this race.
Yes, only one horse so far in the last race that didn't show any improvement. Miss Chamita. It was funny because I pointed one out yesterday and it went on to win. It's like the 1 out of 10. So Miss Chamita has a great chance to win today. I won't badmouth her. Most of your horses dropping in class, a few staying put today, Terry. It's an interesting race shape. The 4 wants to pressure or a co-pilot. Everybody else wants to close. As you mentioned, the 4 is probably going to be your pace setter. The 7, a little bit of a left arrow horse. Nobody really strong on the comfort zone, though.
No, all but the 3 has some kind of numbers, but none of them go above 50%.
In our chart here, we do see that 3 horse, the one that didn't improve last time out, has the most upside, has the best average race. If you look relative to everybody else, that's what that chart denotes. We see the 4 horse in here, Terry, Bunny Bonus, 3-point last race speed figure advantage. That's a good edge. But the biggest in-race edge belongs to the 5 horse in here, Quarter Flash, but more than a 1 length late speed, and that it translates to exactly the same amount, the top total pace. So according to that, your winner should be the 5 horse, Terry. Who do you think the winner will be?
Well, I like in this race the 5, as you mentioned, Rich. Quarter Flash, she finished 3rd versus Tougher in her last race, drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, beyond $1 million, the 6. Finishing the money in 7 races out of her last 9 starts, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, and blinkers are added today to keep her mind on business. Number 4, Bunny Bonus, finished 3rd versus similar last race at Parx Racing, has the highest speed figure at today's distance, and she has the highest last speed racing rating. And then number 3 is my long shot, Miss Chamita. Yeah, that's it. She has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 33% of the races in the second race after he claims a horse, and her best dirt speed is fast among today's starters. Going to play the second Miami Vice pick 4, 3, 4, 5, 6 with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 with the 1, 3, 4, 6, 7, and the 6 singled in the last leg for $50.
Well, listen to this stat. It's borderline amazing. So you got trainer Michael Pino and jockey Mikel Sanchez. They've teamed up together 19 times. Not a whole lot in 2025. But boy, do they get the job done when they come together, Terry. They've won 13 out of 19 races. That's 68% win rate. Wow. That's just incredible. And not only that, they have a positive ROI of almost $2, $1.83. So for every dollar you bet, you get $1.83 in profit. That, my friends, is amazing in all caps. Bunny Bonus, the 4 horse, does have that top last race speed figure, 3 points better than everybody else, and could be the pace setter. Again, you look over here in our race shape against a bunch of closers. So gets out front, they might not be able to catch that one. Quarter Flash, the 5 horse, was better across the board in its last race, so all of the race internals improved. Simulation favorite does have that big in-race advantage of a 6 points in late speed and 6 points in total pace. And finally, Happy Union, the 1 horse, should be close to the pace here. And last time out, the horse was better across the board, too, with its pace numbers. I'm going to go 4, 5, 6, the 2, 4, 7, with the 1, 5, and 6, with the 4, 5, and 6, $40.50 for my middle of the day, Don Johnson, pick 4. Race 5 brings us to the close of the first half of the Parx card today. Not quite sure what's on tap tomorrow. Probably about a 75% chance I won't be here. Maybe Terry and Tom. Maybe Terry will just post his Delaware picks over at horseracingtoday.net. We'll iron that out in just a minute. And just follow us on our social sites. Terry, how do they do that to know what's going on tomorrow and for the rest of the week?
Well, they need to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's very easy to do. It doesn't cost anything. And then hit the little bell. That'll notify you about all our programs coming up. And then go ahead and copy the link down below. Share it with everybody you know so they can come and check us out. Then go to our social sites such as X, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Threads, and Blue Sky at Horse Racing number 2 today. Give us a thumbs up and a like. And then keep these comments and picks coming that's happening during the show. We love to see it, and it helps us out a lot.
Yeah, any interactivity, whether you come back and watch a race, because we will timestamp them in the description. So in race number 7, you want to come back and see why Terry thinks that horse is the best bet of the day at Parx, you can just go in the description, click right on the link for race 7, or bring you right to it. Of course, comments, sharing our content, any kind of interactivity really boosts our scores. So when people search for horse racing online, they're more likely to find us. So please hit the like button. Please share our content. Please come back and look at it again. Race 5, Terry, hopefully we give them a good reason to come back by picking some winners here. But before we do that, tell us about the conditions.
5.5 furlongs, claiming race, $7,500 claiming price with a nice $20,000 purse for 3-year-olds and upward, which have not won a race since February 13th.
Yeah, early speed does well. It's probably the best race for just get to the front. You got a great chance to win almost 50% of the time. A horse that gets to the first call first also ends up in the winner's circle. Big rail bonus for Parz. 2 and 3 play fair. 4 through 7 a discount. 8 and out play fair. Terry, it sounds like in race 5, just rank them in order from first to worst in speed, and that's how you should bet them. And if you did that, how would you rank them?
Well, you can go 7, 6, 1, 4, 3, 2.
There you go. We're done. Let's move on to race 6. No.
I think it's anybody's guess which one gets there. So
yeah, pretty. But you see the 7 also with the top pace. It looks like it'll be some order of 7, 1, 6. Maybe the 1 with that inside post position could get an edge in there. If you're looking for horses that have shown that they can hit the par speed figure here of 86, Terry's, which one would you identify?
Well, the 2 and the 4 have equaled or exceeded the speed par number for this race in the past, but the 1 and the 3 have what's called a maybe, means they came within 5 points of doing that. And then as far as what's going to happen today, they all have some kind of a chance to equal or exceed today's speed part number, with the 2 and the 4 having the best numbers.
Everybody showed some improved late pace last out. The only horse with better fractions in the opening quarter and the second quarter was the 1. He's one of 2 horses that showed back-to-back 2 points of improvement. And just to pick a quick point, a note here as far as that is concerned. You see here 1 and 2, there's a gap in between them, and then 2 together. If you're given a choice between the 2 together or a gap, the 2 together is more powerful than the 2 apart. So just keep that in mind. 3 horses moving up in class, 3 horses staying the same. Terry, once again, we get a split between which offers the best trainer and which offers the best jockey.
Yeah, the 7's the best jockey according to the data. The 2's the best trainer, but I think the 2 is the best jockey-trainer combination.
Yeah, kind of close in there too. Looking at this race shape, you got 3 that want to be forward, 3 that want to be in the back. So it's pretty fair in there, Terry. And only 1 really borderlining on the 50% number that we're looking for.
Yeah, that's that 4. They all have C-zone numbers, but the 6, but the 4 shows that it's getting pretty close to that 50% that we think they should have.
Yeah, also the top, the most upside with the 4 as well, as we see on our speed chart down there. A couple of other in-race edges, the 7 tap in formation, a 5-point last race speed figure advantage. It's usually enough to get the job done. If you're looking for the biggest in-race advantage, the 2 horse with about a 1.5 length late speed edge. So if that 2 horse, which is an overlay in one of 2 yes horses, is anywhere near the pack coming out of that turn, Terry, maybe we will see a horse come from the back of the pack and win. What do you think?
Well, that could be, but I actually like the 7 in front of the 2, Tap in Formation. He won his last race, has the highest last race speed rating, and a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. Then I like that 2, Lord Wins a Lot. He was beaten only a length and a half versus similar last start. And he has a high percentage winning trainer and can handle today's distance. Number 4 of the 6 whips likes Parx Racing. He's been in the money 70% of the time, winning 30% of the starts. And at today's distance, been in the money 63% of the time and won 25% of the starts. Then I like the 1 is my long shot Partsy. He ran second versus similar in his last race. A rail post win in 26% clip. His early running speed style will help his chances. So the day's shorter distance can be a big help. And he has a highest percentage speed figure at today's distance. No additional bets for me in this race.
Yeah, Tap in Formation with that top last race speed figure advantage should compete for the lead here, Terry. We're 46%. They're almost half go wire to wire. Lord Wins a Lot is a yes horse in the race. Going to be coming from the back of the pack, but does have the biggest in-race advantage, about a length and a half that we talked about. It's also the top par plus horse in the race. 6 whips, Terry, the 4 horse, the only other yes horse in the race, and with the 2 horse. But this one gets a 10-pound weight break. And then I wanted to take the 6 just so I could say boom, boom, kaboom, but I didn't. I went with the 1. Better from the middle out, and the only one that showed faster fractions at both the quarter mile and half mile marker last time out. No additional bets for me. As we move off to the second half of the card, race number 6, Terry, we'll begin our journey to the last race of the day. And these horses will be journeying for their first wins, too.
It's a 6 furlong race, and it's a maiden race, $50,000 purse, maidens, 3-year-olds.
Yes, and to win at 6 furlongs, we've talked about it. Maidens usually get their wins close to the front. That's how you win at 6 furlongs at Parx. Be close to the front or be on the front. You go wire to wire 3 out of 10 times. Captain Fancy for trainer and owner, Jacinto Solis. Probably really messed that up. My apologies, Mr. Solis. 2 and 3 gets a bonus. 4 through 7 a discount. 8 and out. They almost played fair, Terry. So show me in race number 6, who do they all have to catch at some point?
Well, that number 6 horse has the most speed, followed up by the 3. If the 6 gets a clean break, it should get to that quarter pole first. And I'd like to say hello to Jose and tell him, unfortunately, in race 5, the 5 horse has been scratched.
Yes, unfortunately, he's not in there. Speaking of the 6, Terry, the only horse so far to find its way to a yes or hit that speed figure of 83 or more. Any of them got a good chance to do it today?
Well, the 6 has a good chance again today. So that's about all that the information that shows that it does.
So the 5 here, you see no improvement last time out. That's because today it's its first time start. 2.67, that's pretty good, Terry. Again, we're looking for usually a number of 2.5 or better, especially when you get a race full of no's, 1 yes, and then a maybe. So the 5 absolutely merits some attention in here. You see, Terry, everybody wants to be middle forward. We don't know what the 1's going to bring. So it should be a very hot race. Only one of them in here with a 50% plus season.
Yeah, the 6 looks like it's going to be the most comfortable in this race. So it has a lot of things going for it.
Yeah, we see 6, 6, 6, 6, 6 everywhere. Except here, Captain Fancy gets a 7-point last race speed figure advantage. That's a pretty big number. The 6 also with a 1 length, a little bit more, maybe a length and a nose. Total pace advantage. Boy, no matter which way you look at this race, Terry, the 6, the only place it doesn't show up down here is in our sim odds. So I don't know what's going on with that, but where does it show up in your picks?
Well, I like the 7 over the 6, Marvelous Mo. He ran second versus similar in his last race, has a high percentage winning trainer, switches a high percentage winning jockey, Paco Lopez, and has a bullet workout on April 29th. Then I like the 6, Friday Surprise. Finished in the money in 3 races out of 4 career starts. His best start speed is fast among today's starters. Got a bullet workout on May 1st. Then the 3 is my third choice, finished second in his last race and can improve at the shorter distance. Number 1 is my long shot, Captain Fancy. He finished in second in his last race. The rail post winning 22% clip, has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. No additional bets for me here.
Where you stop, I start, Terry. Captain Fancy, that 1 horse It's a track dropper. It's going to be on the lead. Should be better in its second start after a layoff. And last time out, ran a top last race speed figure, 7 points better than everybody else. So if that horse improves like its resume says it will in round 2 off the sidelines, everybody else has a whole lot of work to do to catch up. Friday surprise, really any of his his races at Saratoga prior to coming to Parx would do. Another horse making a second start after layoff, and the only class dropper in the field coming off of a bullet workout. And we saw that 6 just show up everywhere across the board in our smart sheet. Triple Nickels. Why not just name the horse 15 cents? It's your first timer, Terry, versus a field of no's and only one yes and a maybe, and does break that 2.5 threshold. Got to have him in there. And then finally, Marvelous Mo. First time Lasix and first time with Paco. I don't know how that works out, but we'll find out for the first time today. Number 7 marks the best bet of the day for Terry. How about that? So make sure you are all ears now. Go tell your friends Terry's about to let you in on the horse of the day. But before he does that, he's going to let you in on the condition books.
Well, it's 6 furlongs, optional claiming race, $20,000 claiming price, and it's a purse of $30,000 for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward, which have started for a claiming price of $10,000 or less since May 13th. Our claiming price at $20,000.
So 6 furlongs, speed. That's what we've talked about all day. 3 out of 10 go wire to wire. The rail does good for ambitiously placed. 2 and 3 a bonus, 4 through 7 a discount, 8 and out. Oh, most fair, Mr. Terry. So where do we find the front runners in race number 7?
Well, the 5 shows way more speed than all the rest of the horses, although all of them show a little bit of speed. So that 5 get a good break, a good decision, but the jockey should get to that quarter pole first.
Yes, we look down here at our race shape. The 5 is going to be a left arrow horse. Everybody mostly wants to be middle back, so get to the front and you will have a good chance. Not only does the 5, Terry, have a good chance to get to the front, you ought to be pretty happy out there along with some others.
That's right. He's got a really good comfort zone figure. He's got almost 92%, which is way over the 50%. But then there's several others that come close to that, like the 2, 3, and 6. So
and the 5 also has the most upside in the race, but also the lowest average. Which is interesting. We've seen that twice today. Look at that downside. He must have thrown a real clunker in there somewhere, Terry. But he is one of 3 that has hit the benchmark speed figure of 85, along with a couple of other horses. Terry, who are they?
Okay. Let's see, the 4, 5, and 6 all hit or exceeded the speed par number for this race. And all of them have, all of the horses have some kind of a chance to do it again today, with the 4 and the 6 having the best looking chance.
Yeah, the 4 didn't show any improvement in its last race. The 6, the 7, better across the board. The 6 and the 3 putting together better fractions. Most of the horses are dropping a little bit in class here today, Terry. And looks like, once again, we got some pretty strong jockey-trainer combinations in this mix.
Yeah, the 4's got the best jockey, 6 got the best trainer, but I think the 6 is the best trainer-jockey combination.
Yes, also a 5-point last race speed figure advantage for the 6, a 5-point total pace advantage for the 6. For the second race in a row, Terry, it looks like the win should go to the 6. And is that exactly what you did?
It is. I like Wilford Desire. She won 3 races out of her last 4 starts, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. She is my pick of the day. Then I like 4 ET's Moon Maiden. She finished in the money in 4 races out of the last 5 starts at Parx Racing, has a high percentage winning jockey and can handle today's distance. Snappy Ride, the 3 is my third choice, finished 3rd in her last race, has a high percentage winning trainer, and she likes the distance as well. And then 5 Could Be a Cougar is my long shot. She has a high percentage winning trainer, which switches to high percentage winning jockey, and has the highest speed figure at today's distance. My last pick for Miami Vice Don Johnson, I'm using the 4-6 with the 2-6 with the 1-2-3-4-6 with the 3-4-5-6-7 $50 cost. I'm going to bet $60 or $40 to win on number 6, a $10 exacta box 4-6, and then a $10 exacta 6 on top with 2, 3, 4, 5 running seconds.
I'm going to go real quick. Wilford Desire dropping in from New York off the top last race. Speed figure, the 5 horse could be the pace setter. C-Zone in the 90s. ET's Moon Maiden, Paco with the potential to rebound. And Pop Over Girl is 7. Just went wire to wire. All of the numbers were better across the board. Why not? 5, 6, 2, 6, 2, 3, 4, and all is my pick 4. Race number 2, Terry, is underway right now. And the 5 horse, the first time starter, has darted out to the lead. I think he's 3-2. And then the 3 horse right now is in second at 4-5. And then after that, you have the 6 horse in there as well. And then the 1, pretty much off the pace, but he should be coming along. They ran 22-4, so that's a little bit on the fast side for the opening quarter. But those 2 horses continue to hold the lead. The 5 horse continues to set the pace. The 3 horse is going to try to challenge that guy, but the 5 horse still under a pretty good hold right now. The jockey hasn't asked him to go yet. The jockey on the 3 has asked him to go, but I don't know. The 5 horse kind of dipping down, showing some green running him right now as the jockey tries to straighten him out a little bit. I don't know if he's going to be able to, anyone's going to catch him, but it looks like someone up the rail, the 1 horse. Chilling Sensation is trying to close in on that 5. I don't know if he's going to get there in time, but he's going to give it a go. But it's going to go 5-1. And then I think maybe the 3 held on. Maybe the 2 caught him at the end. Let's go back to races number 1 and 2 real quick, Terry. Race number 1. The winner in race number 1. Who was the winner in race number 1, Terry?
The 3.
3, Rock Me Gently, was our simulation favorite. It was the 6-point total pace advantage horse. So that worked out pretty well. No, the 2 horse won.
Oh, did it?
Race. Yeah, he came up to upset him at the very end. Remember?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, right then.
So we see that the 2 horse was the second choice in terms of simulation odds. Second choice in total pace in there. Was going to be a part of the lead right up in there as well. Did have the top jockey, maybe one of the better jockey trainer combinations in there. And the 2 horse also grading out with the top C-zone in that race. So a lot of reasons why the 2 horse should have won that race. In race number 2, the 5 horse just won. That is the first time starter. Again, when you have a field of no's and a maybe, and you have a horse that has a 2.5 or better, those horses absolutely 1,000% need your attention. And again, the smart sheets proving to be smart today, Terry. Race number 8, 3 to go on this terrific Terry Tuesday. Tell us all about the 8 spot, Terry.
Okay, well, we're going to go out to 1 mile and 70 yards. It's an optional claiming race, $25,000 claiming price, purse $32,000 for 3-year-olds and upward, which have started for a claiming price of $25,000 or less, which have never won a race other than a maiden claiming, or which have never won 4 races, or a claiming price of $25,000 or never won 4 races.
Yeah, Adam, $170 on that sloppy fast track. Apparently, I don't know how they grade things over there in Philadelphia, but speed does good 34% of the time. It's good enough to win on the front. Inside horses perform better than outside horses in race number 8, Terry. So if you have inside speed in race number 8, well, there's really not a lot of that. It looks like the fastest of the fast is on the outside.
That's right. The 6 shows the most speed, followed up by the 4. They could go head-to-head to the quarter pole, but the 6 probably will get to that quarter pole first.
Yeah, he's got an 11-point pace advantage, so that's a 2-length lead, a little more than 2 lengths. Unless they really come out of the gates really hot, the 6 should be the one that sets the tone early on. And Terry, we see this combination again, where you have a horse with a great chance to be the lead, and the only one with a C-zone above 50%. That's usually pretty good.
Yeah, that's correct. That 6 shows almost 70%. It's 69%. And so it really has a good chance in here.
Yeah, and you look, too, everybody else wants to pilot or co-pilot. It's the lone PC horse versus a lot of speed. Just from a race setup, Liberty Day Bayou should be a tough one, Terry. And he's already proven he can win at this level along with almost all of the others.
Yeah, all of them but the 4 and 5 have exceeded the speed par number for today's race. But the 4 and 5 came very close, within 1 point of doing that. And then they all show that they have a chance to do it today, especially the 2 and the 6.
Yes, everybody's showing some improvement somewhere. So 100% chance that the winner in this race will have shown some improvement. 3 horses kind of staying in the same place. 3 horses moving up in class, Terry. It looks like we got some 3 horses at least to look at from jockey trainer perspectives.
Yeah, the 4 shows it's got the best jockey. The 2 shows that it has the best trainer. I think and then of course the 6 shows a really good jockey, but I think the best combination trainer jockey is the 2.
Most upside to the 6. In this case, it does have one of the better averages. The 2 with the best average race. Up here in the other columns here, we see really no big race advantage, except the 2 horse. A little overlay for that one there, Terry. Our top 4 total pace horses. A big gap down between the 2 and the 4. So the winner should come out of this group here, Terry. Looks like the 5 and the 6 have the edge. Which one do you think has the edge when they wave the checkered flag?
Well, actually, I like the 2. Double Your Money, likes Parx Racing, been on the money 100% of the time, won 40% of those starts, and at today's distance. And she has a high percentage winning trainer jockey. Then I like the 6 as my second choice. Finished in the money in these last 8 starts, winning 3 of the races, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Ike's Gamble, the 3, is my third choice. Finished third versus similar in his last race. He has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 20% of the starts. He has a horse running in. Real Conviction is the 1, is my long shot. Has won 2 races in a row, goes for a hat trick now. Real Post is winning a 20% clip, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. No additional bets for me as I'm out of money.
Damn, Terry, too bad in race number 2. You go back to race number 2 real quick. The 1 horse was going to be your pace setter, right? We saw that. Good chance to be that pace setter there. And the 5 horse was that 2.97. You have the 3, the 6, and the 1, and the 5, right? You got to put the 5 in that mix because it's the first time starter. So if you put the 5 in there with that 2.97 of Veiled versus Nose and did your exacta with the 1, 3, and 6 because you wanted to play it safe, the 5-1 exacta paid $60.40.
Wow.
That is a lot for
It
that
is.
combination. Should have made that my $10 exacta for the day. What a call it a day, right? Yeah, but hey, woohoo. Anyhow, back to race number 8, which is where we're at. I apologize. I just saw that exacted and I got a little bit of excited because where else can you turn $2 into $60, Terry, like that?
That's right. It's nowhere else, really.
Yeah, nowhere else. So I'm going to go with the 6 horse Liberté de Bayou pace setter with a 2-length early speed advantage. It's going to be really hard to catch this horse with the only C-zone above 50. But if anybody's going to get that done, it will be Double Your Money. Where else can you do that in a minute in 11? At Parx, 5 times out, 2 wins, 3 seconds, so you know he'll be there. He is our simulation favorite at 9-5, so a little bit of an overlay. Has shown elite late speed on occasion, stakes level stuff that hits triple digits. Real Conviction, the 1 horse. This one, you have the very strong rail at Parx, 7 races, 3 wins, a second, 3/3. So if my math is correct, that's 100% in the money on the strong rail. But it's going to have to improve a lot to take out the 2 or the 6. And then the Mad Banker, Terry. That's you in Monopoly, I'm sure. You have Jamie Ness and Mikel Sanchez, the Batman, the Robin of Parx Racing. And there's just no way you can pass on that combination. I'm going to start to spend a little bit of my money as the Mad Banker here. I'm going to take a little bit of a shot in the next race. I'm going to do a $10 double, 2-6 with the 3 as a beginnings of my spending. Race number 9 marks the beginning of the late daily double, Terry. But before we get to the late daily double, something that always pays off is to make sure you watch us, Terry. And if you're not watching, you're not winning. And if you want to win, what's the best thing you can do?
Well, you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and it doesn't cost anything. It's very easy to do, and hit the little bell so you're notified about all the different programs we have coming up. And then go down to the bottom, copy that link, share it with everybody you know so they can come and check us out. Go to X, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky at Horse Race, the number 2 day. That's our social sites. Give us a thumbs up and a like. And also keep these comments coming and the pics. We really enjoy to see them and helps with our algorithms.
Yes, anything you can do to help boost the show, we greatly appreciate. All you got to do is take the mouse, click to share our content, click the follow, click the like, and then come back and click on any race of your choice. If you want to see why again, you want to look at first-time starters, rewind race number 2 and watch it again. And look at how that plays out in our page, in our smart sheets. You can go ahead and get an explanation of how to use them or what each data point means in the description on YouTube, along with a link to today's SmartSheets for the Parx card. Terry? All right, 2 races to go. That means we got to go race 9 and 10. Let's do them in order, Terry.
Okay, well, race 9 is a mile and 70 yards, optional claiming race, $75,000 claiming price. And it's a purse of $42,000 for 3-year-olds, which have never won 2 races. Our claiming price is $75,000 or have never won 2 races.
Yes, our friend Don Johnson, always with the best advice. Hit that like button, follow us. It's all the best cost, free. But doesn't mean there isn't any value. Race 9, Jose, going to go with the 1 horse, Golden Ice, kind of getting a little bit of the cart in front of the horse, as they say. $170. We got a bunch of these. I think the last 3 races are $170. So early speed, Walter Payton goes wire to wire. Inside horses do better than outside horses. In race number 9, Terry, do we have any inside speed?
Yeah, that 3 shows lots of speed at 90. What is that? 91.25%.
Yeah,
so
we've seen that.
Yeah, it could really smoke this field.
Yeah, it also has a 2-length early speed advantage in there. So a lot of reasons to think that horse can do not only that, Terry, but we're looking at 90s, a 90% chance. Also, really high chance that one's going to catch a pace it likes.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be very comfortable in here along with that 4, 5, and 6, but it looks like it'd be the most comfortable.
Yeah, and you got a field full of horses that showed improvement last time out, so they're all going to be coming. You got 1 class dropper in there, that Terry. That's that 3 horse. Looks like he's got a jockey maybe to get the job done too.
Yeah, he's got a really good jockey, although the 2 has a little bit better jockey as far as win percentage. The 1 has the best trainer, but I think that best jockey trainer combination is the 2.
Yeah, they're all going to have to lift a little extra weight today because so far nobody's gotten a par race in there. A few of them with a good chance today, maybe not the 5 Rivers Gamble. We'll see. That jockey trainer combination a little on the red side. Our race shape here, Terry, look at this. You got the 3 horse with a 90% chance to get on the lead, wants to be on the lead. Everybody else middle back. That point's pretty good to the 3 if that's what you like. Although the 4 horse had a top last race speed figure, 6 points better than everybody else. Our top 4, the 2, 3, well, the inside 4 horses in there, Terry. All right. Well, who's got the best chance, in your opinion, to win race number 9?
I actually liked the 6, the Tire Man. He won his last race. Parx Racing has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Then I like number 1, Golden Ice. Switches to a high percentage winning trainer and has a high percentage winning jockey. And the Rail Pulse winning 20% clip. Number 4, Regal Pains is my 3rd choice. Finished in the money 3 out of the last 4 races, winning 1 of those. Best start speed is fast on today's stars. He has a high percentage winning trainer. Then Jaden's Honor, the 2, is my long shot. He has a win at Parx Racing, has a high percentage winning trainer, and switches to a high percentage winning jockey. No bets for me here.
Well, I'm going to take a flyer on that 3, Huggy. Has all of that early speed over everybody else. It's the loney. The field wants to be middle back. You know, unless he puts his nose in the muddy dirt coming out of the gate, very likely to be your pace setter. And a 96% chance he'll run fractions that are comfortable. Regal's Pains, the 4 horse, did run the top last race speed figure. That was 6 points better than everybody else. All of the race internals were better from start to middle to the end, and has the maintenance work to keep that Stephen Covey saw sharp. Then the 2 horse, Jaden's Honor. This one has better early pace, better fractions. And then when trainer Bobby Hawthorne and jockey Mikel Sanchez get together, 3 out of 3 times, Terry, you know what they did?
Won.
They won. And then Golden Ice, track dropper, a couple of Parx workouts prepping for today. I'm going to unload, Terry. $20 to win, $10 to place on the 3, and then a $5 exacta key box. 3 with all. Wow. If you just look at the odds here, Terry, the odds maker has no idea who's going to win this race, right? Everybody's basically the same.
Yep.
All right, one final race to go today, race number 10. Thank you for that foreshadowing or segue, if you will, Mr. Private Ross. Always appreciate your input. And like Private Ross or Don Johnson or Jose or Ruben, or I don't want to say that name because I'm going to probably goof it up, but Mr. Kamalugu, there we go. We'll go with that. If you have some comments, suggestions, thoughts, picks, let us know in the comment section. It doesn't have to be about horse racing. You like somebody in the Stanley Cup or the NBA Finals, or there's a baseball game that stands out to you today, let us know. Anywhere we can make more money, Terry and I have always open ears.
That's right.
As does our entire degenerate community. All right, the final race of today, and that's what they call gamblers. I'm not saying we're degenerates, folks, but it's a nickname for gamblers. All right, final race for today, Terry. I did mention the last three were all at the same distance, but they're not running for the same prize. What's at stake here?
Yeah, at the mile and 70 yards, as you said, the claiming race at $15,000 claiming price, purse $28,000 for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward, which have not won a race since February 13th. Claiming races for $12,500 is or less are not considered, or which have never won 4 races.
Yeah, and at $170, we said it. Walter Payton goes wire to wire. Inside horses do better than others. Walter Payton won 34, so 34%. That's the number of horses that get from the gate to the wire first. So if you're looking for a couple of horses to go gate to wire, Terry, it looks like there's 2 primary candidates.
Yeah, there is. Actually, the 7 has the most speed, but is followed up by the 4. And if the 4 gets a better break, could go to that front first.
And they both have the top 2 pace horses. So I expect those 2 will get out there, Terry. Those 2, along with just about everybody else, has shown they can come within striking distance or hit that 81 or better speed figure. A couple of them in here, Terry, with much better chances today than others, though, to do the same.
Yeah, that 3 shows a really good chance, and then followed up by the 4 and the 5. They have a pretty good chance of equaling or exceeding the speed part number.
Yeah, the 4 horse in here showing better pace across the board, better fractions across the board. Again, these are disconnected showing 2. So better to show some than none. Everybody but the 1 and the 7 dropping in class here today, Terry. And it looks like it's a pretty tight race for who gets the pre-race top jockey trainer combo.
That's right. The 3 shows the best jockey. But the 5 is pretty, the 7's pretty close, and the 5 has the best trainer. I think the best jockey trainer combination is the 3.
Yeah, pretty tight call between these ones down there, but really pretty tight. Looking at our race shape here, Terry, most of the horses want to be middle back. The 4 horse wants the lead, so I would think the 4 are probably going to dart out to the lead, make that 7 work, but the 7 doesn't need the lead as a PC type. He should be close in there, Terry, but once again, we see a horse, good chance to be forward, excellent C-zone, very likely to like the pace of this race, Mr. Terry. 4 horse also with the most upside. We take a look at our top 4 total pace horses. It's the 4, the 3, the 7, and the 2. All right, Terry, to close the show today, who is the winner in the nightcap?
Well, I like the 5, Peach Perfect. She's won 3 races out of the last 4 starts, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Then photo finish, the 7 ran second versus similar in her last race, has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 26% of the routes he has a horse running in, and she has a high percentage winning jockey and a good workout on May 5th at 4 furlongs. And then I like the 3, She's a Rolling Stone. She has finished in the money in 4 races out of the last 5 starts. Won one of those races, has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. My long shots turn on the charm 4. She finished 3rd versus Tougher in her last race, drops in class today, has the highest speed figure at today's distance. Her best start speed is fast among today's starters. She has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Lots of boxes marked off.
Yes, Terry's box checking handicapping style. Well, I can't go with any other horse than Peach Perfect. If you watch this show long enough, then you know my chubby blonde girlfriend, my yellow lab, Peach. She's my dog, and I can never bet against her. But she's a half length away, too, from winning 4 races in a row. Let me tell you something. My chubby blonde yellow lab girlfriend, she's got no chance to win no race unless it's to the food bowl. Number 3, She's a Rolling Stone. Jamie Ness, Mikel Sanchez. This horse has been in the money 9 out of 10 races at the distance, and those 2 are in the money all of the time. Why not? Photo finish. That one should be out, pressing for the lead, Terry, with Paco Lopez. Top C-zone versus a field that wants to be middle back. And then the 4 horse, if the 7's not on the lead, the 4 will be on the lead. And if it is the lone E horse with the top total pace in the field. I spent all of my money hoping that 3 horse pulls off the upset at a price on the lead in race number 9. Here are our picks for the day. So far, your winners are the 2 and the 5. Here's the way we see the rest of the day for Terry and I. Looking at our bets for the rest of the day today, race number 4 marks the second pick 4. There you see what we have right there. Race number 7, that's the second pick 4, and Terry's best bet of the day with Willful Desire, and it's his willful desire that his best bet wins. In race number 8, I'm going to start my bet with the 2-6 with the 3 double, because I'm going to bank on that 3-horse Huggy with that 90% chance to get to the lead, high C-zone score, getting to the lead versus a field of horses that want to be middle back. Put 20 to win on him to win, 10 to place, $5 exact key box, 3 all. And this, if it comes out to pass, Terry, it'll be the 4th day in a row where I end up profiting pretty nicely off of my $100 bets for the day. Let's see if that can play out.
You're doing really well. Yeah, you've got a really good streak going there.
Well, I hope it stays that way. I'm trying to really perfect these smart sheets so that I can use them to my advantage when we go back into these horse racing contests where I keep missing going off to places like Vegas to win $2 million. I know it's 800,000, but most of the places where you go to the competition, if you go and they say you win at Hawthorne and then you go win, Hawthorne pays you $1 million too. All right, one more time today, free racetrack, free picks at Will Rogers. I do expect you get a good mix of prices and probable winners today there. That's why we made it the free track. Just click on the link in the description on YouTube, and then you'll see right here. In race number 1, in Will Rogers, we got the 7-horse RDC Posse as a top choice in the race for the claiming spot right there. That'll be at 2:15 Eastern PM. Just a couple of minutes from now, much sooner than that, we'll post our picks and our thoughts for Parx today, along with the replay of the show at horseracingtoday.net. Make sure you take the minute or two to read The Decline of the Preakness Stakes in Modern Racing. We'd love to hear your opinions on that when we get back together. Again, probably a 70% chance I won't be here tomorrow. So we'll see if maybe Terry and Tom do that. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure you'll find Terry's picks right here as well, along with his best bet of the day. While you're on horseracingtoday.net, hit that HRT gear button, get yourself a Horse Racing Today t-shirt, sweatshirt, or hat. All right, Terry, that is that. Any final thoughts for you today before we part company and look forward to getting back together again?
Yeah, if you're handicapping for the Preakness, good luck to you. And I think it's really a good idea if you go to the guaranteed tip sheets and get that wagering guide that Rich spends lots of time putting together. And I think the smart sheets will be there too, won't they, Rich?
Yeah, we'll be putting the smart sheets up for all the wagering guides. And then after the Belmont Stakes, that's when we're going to make the determination of where to put them permanently. So we'll have all of the smart sheets for all of the tracks. And I could tell you folks, because I have inside information on this. I should have all the information on this, right, Terry? But there are 2 other iterations that'll be forthcoming. So this is just the first part. The second part's going to be really a granular look at post positions, jockeys and trainers that excel at the distance. We'll be looking at different surfaces. So if the track is muddy, if the track is fast, if they move from dirt to grass, that sort of thing, so that you can get a better indication of what to expect. And then the third thing that we're going to add is a matrix where we can essentially, you'll be able to look, it'll be averages. It won't be perfect because nothing in the betting world is perfect. But we're going to eventually put together a matrix so you can compare speed figure to speed figure at different tracks. So for example, we go talk all the time about track droppers from Gulfstream or Naira into Parx, right? So we'll know exactly what the average difference is. So if a horse runs, say, an 85 at Gulfstream Park, on average, let's say that goes up 4 points. So that'd be at 89. And it goes in reverse. So if a horse runs an 85 at Parx, then it maybe drop 4 points if he goes to Naira or Gulfstream Park. So you can expect it to run closer to an 81. So you can make as close to an apples to apples comparison. Maybe a red Macintosh to a Granny Smith, but they're still apples. Different tastes for different folks, but nonetheless in the same fruit family. All right, Terry, that wraps it up for today. Those are the things that'll be coming. We'll fill you in after the Belmont Stakes. But again, Terry's right. Go get that wagering guide and our picks for the upcoming Preakness. No matter what you're doing between the time we get together again, we certainly hope you have God's grace, God's favor, and all of your life's endeavors take you straight into the
winner's circle.
Yes, enjoy your Tuesday. We'll see you soon.